Hi, and welcome to Danny After Dark. If you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a notification or a new episode. Tonight is the weekly True Crime and Chill, and in typical late fashion, Mr. Beckham will be joining. Who knows at this point? Half hour late, 45 minutes late? We will see. It is a guessing game. But happy Friday. I hope everybody is doing well. We have a lot to talk about this week. There has been a lot, especially if you have been following the Karen Reid trial. I was able to go down to the courthouse this past Tuesday, and I've already shared those pictures and videos on the site, as well as Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you name it, you can find it. But figured we would chat a little bit more about that as well. And yeah, a lot to talk about. So before we dive into that, of course, housekeeping things. All of the links are in the drop down bars for all of the social media handles that I am at. If you are not following me there, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, the Danny After Dark Book Club selection has been picked for June. My copy just arrived in the mail today, so I'm super excited to start reading that. And that book is Living with a Serial Killer, Delia Balmer, My Story. So for anybody who wants to be a part of that, whether it's on camera or off, feel free to do so. We will be reviewing that live the last Thursday night of June. So I'm really looking forward to that. And if anybody has already read the book and you want to give me your thoughts on it, feel free to shoot me a message. I would love to hear it because I have not read this book yet. So I'm super excited. The True Crime Podcast Festival will be next month in July, the weekend of July 18th. So if you are in the Boston or, Northeast Danvers area, feel free to get a ticket and come to the event. I will have a booth there. I am super excited. And that is at the True Crime Podcast Festival.com. And if you want to save on your ticket, use code Danny20. So, of course, it's Friday, so you know what that means. Doors open for the cats. So we got in here Tuca, got Selena down there, Luke over there. They'll be coming and going, but yeah, see. So let's see who is here and we'll kind of go from there. James Watson, the ever so punctual person to say. Thank you, James, for making me aware. That took 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Here come 15 seconds. You are too much. Hey, Kane, good to see you. Capone. Why are you siding with James here? No, we can't be having that. Hey, Tony Stewart, good to see you. K-Dog, hello. Shelly, good to see you. Where is, I was going to say your better half. We know that's a lie. Where is Beckham? I messaged him. I think he's still asleep, but that's all right. Let's see. That's last week. He was 45 minutes late, Shelly. So that is certainly not very punctual. TikTok. It's what the kids do nowadays, apparently. Hi, Don't Like Beauty. Good to see you. Corey Novak. Hello. Of course, Tony giving a big hello to the cats in the background. So yes, if for anybody who is watching but is not in the chat, thank you for joining. But yeah, if you want to jump in the chat, feel free. We are a lovely and kind, except for James Watson, bunch of people. And yeah, I would love to hear your opinion on these cases that we're going to be discussing tonight. So let's dive in. So Karen Reid. So there were closing statements today, closing arguments. And for anybody that listened to it, please let me know your thoughts on it. I have reached out to so many people that I'm like, did you hear that? Did you watch it? What do you think? Because it was powerful. It was powerful, I must say. Hey, PJ, I saw you jump in there. Hope you're doing good. So before we get to that, I kind of want to go a little bit in order from earlier this week. So on the stand, hey, Renee, was Dr. La Posada, Dr. Wolf, and Dr. Rentschler. So for those who did not watch the first trial, Dr. Wolf and Dr. Rentschler are the ARCA experts. They were hired third party. That information as to who hired them did not get released last trial or even this trial. They would just refer on the stand as like the client that hired us. But as we know, Dr. Wolf and Dr. Rentschler, their research, showed that there wasn't a collision. Like this, John O'Keefe did not die from being hit by Karen Reed's SUV. So, of course, Hank Brennan from the prosecution was really trying to just get to them to kind of discredit them in any way that he could. And to be perfectly honest, was not very successful. The complete opposite. It was, listening to it, especially with Dr. Rentschler, it just minute by minute as it happened, I'm just like, Hank, read the room. You are not doing it for the state right now. You are not you're just giving the jury like, hey, yeah, our side here, the state, we're trying to show that Karen Reed did it beyond a reasonable doubt. Your cross exams wasn't cutting it. It was not cutting it. But on the one hand, I'm like, thank God that happened that way so that the jury could hear that the state does not have a case against Karen Reed. In regards to Dr. La Posada earlier this week, as I mentioned, oh my gosh, what a rock star witness. There have been so many content creators that have come out and just like, we love Dr. La Posada, and she was awesome on the stand, like awesome. She has done autopsies her entire career. She is thousands upon thousands. She has supervised others. She has a wealth of experience and knowledge. And yeah, Hank Brennan tried to shake her for, during cross-exam, and it just wasn't happening. What I loved about her is not only did she keep her cool, she also, when she would answer back, she would use his words to give the answer. So she would give her answer back, but frame it using his words. And I thought that was super, super powerful because it just, again, it really highlighted that the case against Karen Reed by the Commonwealth is just, no, what are my cats doing here? Okay. Just not strong at all. And the interesting thing is the state, Hank had the opportunity, Hank Brennan, to bring back some of the witnesses like Dr. Welcher from Aperture. And I just totally said that with a wicked Boston accent. And he chose not to. And that is wild because you don't see that happen very often. A part of me was like, he has to know the writing on the wall. He has to know that. But cats causing mischief, always. Don't let the lazier fat cat of the bunch fool you. Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, Selena's up there and she looks like she's about to jump on and knock a bunch of stuff over. So we will see. Hank got knocked down. PJ, 100%. It goes to show the quality of the witnesses as well. Because if you think about it, when the state had Aperture on, right? Dr. Welcher, Shannon Burgess, they, especially Dr. Welcher on cross, were just combative, didn't really answer much. And yeah, it wasn't like that with the defense's witnesses. They answered everything on cross. And yeah, the comments that they made, oh gosh, what one was it? Was it Dr. La Posada in regards to, Hank trying to just, again, pushing, try to discredit her as much as she could. And there was some question that he asked and her response was like, well, he didn't get hit by a car, so that's irrelevant or something to that extent. I was at the courthouse that day when that comment was said and we were all just like, whoa, she unshakable witness, amazing for the defense. But at the same time, the most important witnesses were ARCA, Dr. Wolf and Dr. Rentschler, and they held it down because that is the science behind this. Put feeling, put emotion aside. They bring the science, they bring the facts. And can't argue that. Yeah, maybe for a minute or two. You might have heard of the case, Tony Stewart. You might have heard. Let's see. I just want to make sure I'm up to date with your comments. The prosecution got nuked. Oh, 100%. Hey, Richard, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it was so good to see. In regards to, just quickly, for those who don't know who I'm talking about in regards to Andrew Rentschler. So he is a biomechanical engineer, and he's the second expert from ARCA that was called to testify on the stand. And one of the things that he stuck to was his claim that John O'Keefe's injuries were not caused by Karen Reed's SUV. And he was just straight. And here's why. Here is the science. Here is the data for that. So it was wonderful, wonderful. In regards to Dr. LaPosada, just to go back a moment. So she's a forensic pathologist. She's former Rhode Island chief medical examiner. So I'd mentioned that she's done thousands and thousands of autopsies in her career. I think she said something, it was like 7,000 or 8,000. I believe it's 7,000, but don't quote me. But yeah, a world of experience in this field. And yeah, of course, Hank Brennan tried to discredit her as much as he could. Did not work. So when I was at the courthouse on Tuesday, so it was, of course, I happened to choose a day when it was raining out, but that's all right. That was all right. There was still about, I want to say, 25 people in like the area that I was at, kind of coming and going throughout the day. Because again, there was rain, so that kind of stuck to it. But overall, during the day, I want to estimate that maybe like 50 plus people. Today, there were, from what I heard and saw, like hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of people. But that's expected because closing arguments were today. But when I was there on Tuesday, I got to, if y'all have not seen the pictures, check them out. I was very fortunate enough to get my photo with Alan Jackson, Elizabeth Little, Robert Alessi. Oh my gosh, amazing. Yannetti. Y'all know your girl's got a crush on David Yannetti. He did not come out after. He went straight into like their vehicle. And I was like, no. But I did shoot my shot once again when they arrived. I yelled, David Yannetti, I'm the girl that yelled, I love you, and you blew me a kiss. And he smiled. He looked at me and smiled. And then you can see Alan Jackson in the video just like looking over and like, he's probably like, girl, you are crazy. But you know what? Had to shoot my shot. It is what it is. David Yannetti. Oh, but yeah, they were, oh my gosh, all so nice. The Reeds, Mr. and Mrs. Reed, every time I've gone to the courthouse, and from what I've, also heard from everybody else that's been there, they come out every single time and they're just the most kind people, thanking us for being there. Like, thank you for supporting our daughter, our loved one. And on Tuesday, especially, they're like, you guys have been out in this rain this whole time. We're like, yeah, we absolutely have. And they, again, just the sweetest people. So what else? Turtle Boy was there on Tuesday, Aiden Carney. So what I really like about when he is there, even if he has a press pass that day to be in the courtroom to observe the trial, he will always come out on break. How's everybody doing? He's just, great. Absolutely great. So what are the stalking laws in Mass? Oh my gosh, no kidding. I had somebody that was just like, that's probably why he didn't come over for a photo, because of you. And I'm just like, oh, don't say that. Breaks my heart. Why didn't you just go in and watch the trial? That is a good question. So the court is it's a small courtroom, James Watson. And it's pretty much invite only. So if the way you can see it on camera, there's a small side of people for the O'Keefes, the O'Keefe family, and friends and loved ones, and then Karen Reed's family, close friends, whatnot. In regards to the reporters, there is only, I believe it's 10 spots. So not even all of the reporters can get in there. It's like some type of lottery system. I've heard them describe how it works. But yeah, even they can't get in every single week. It's kind of like a little bit of a rotation. So it's very small. So I couldn't just go and be like, hey, I'm here. You know, it's not that open to the public, which is, yeah, unfortunate. Very small courtroom. Yeah, absolutely, PJ. Absolutely. Kane saw your videos, Danny. So the family for John O'Keefe, I see some comments in there. Yes. So they have been there each week as well. Today on camera, we got to see Mr. O'Keefe. He's not there very often in the courtroom on camera. So usually it's John O'Keefe's mom, John O'Keefe's brother, but right there today, that was one of the things I was like, oh, Mr. O'Keefe is there today. That was one of the things I noticed. In regards to the closing arguments, right? It was incredible. So it was Alan Jackson for the defense, and then Hank Brennan, which we all saw coming, for the state. So Alan Jackson went first. He did an excellent job. And his, right at the beginning and right at the end, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. And he went through why. He went through several of the different kind of more likable scenarios. But again, anything he can do to poke holes in the state's case and give reasonable doubt. And he did an excellent job in pointing out what the reasonable doubt was. Beckham, you are about 20 minutes late. How you doing?
Oh, and like 15 minutes late.
Dude, look at the clock.
You started late, didn't you?
Like 2 minutes.
Exactly. So you don't say anything. You were late. I'm not going to.
Oh, it's such a shame his connection went out. What a shame.
I'm not going to say why you were late, but you were late.
All right, hon. You're on Avatar, just so you know.
I know.
All right. So, Beckham, I was just getting to closing arguments today. I was just saying Alan Jackson, and I'd love to hear your opinion as well. So, Alan Jackson, when he went first, again, Alan Jackson is such a good speaker. We saw that in the last trial. He's been effective this whole trial. Again, he did the opening arguments in this case for the retrial that started back in April. He was very impactful, I felt, with his relaying to the science, the actual crux of this is what the science says. John O'Keefe's injuries are not consistent and show that he was not hit by an SUV. He referenced all of the witnesses that they had called in regards to how that shows what they're trying to argue. He referenced the Commonwealth's witnesses poking holes where he could. I mean, in regards to, so I have an audio clip that I'll play. It's like a 6-second clip about Kelly Deaver. Oh my God. So it was just, yeah, he's a great speaker. We all expect that. Before we go on to Hank Brennan, Beckham, what was your thoughts on the closing arguments from Alan Jackson today?
Well, I mean, I think they both, of course, did really well. They're both, of course, very experienced attorneys. They've had their wars in the courtroom. Very experienced. And you did you want me to comment on both of them or just Jackson?
Just Jackson right now.
Oh, okay. With Jackson, I mean, yeah, he basically just laid out this, basically kind of told a story and kind of, to me, he was very, kind of like what do you call it? He put his emotion with his words and just his body, the way he delivered his speech was on point. He took his time, but of course that comes with experience, and he really tried to drive that point that she was not. And I think he ended his speech with not guilty, like 3 times. He said not guilty, not guilty, and then not, he drove his point and trying to drive his point. I thought he did a fine job. I'll tell you what I think here in a little bit of the whole
Yep.
thing, but I
I
thought he
just
did a really
gotta
well. Yeah,
close the door here once.
but I thought he did a really really good job. Um,
All right. Sorry about that, folks. Cat's getting a little rowdy out there. So in regards to, so let me just play quickly because we're still on Alan Jackson. So again, to give credit where credit is due, this story was from the Instagram page Karen Reed Support. So they got a great screen grab of Alan Jackson in regards to Kelly Dever. Again, the Boston, we could have a whole nother show on her, the Boston cop who was there and
Calm down,
faulty
Danny.
memory. I mean, her career it's done. It's done. Because now any trial she is ever called to, all the opposing team has to say is, well, is this a false memory? So this was Alan Jackson's comment in regards to Kelly. So I'll play this.
Said, it's a false memory. What?
Let's do that again. Oop, Instagram.
She just said, it's a false memory. What?
I love how he's like, what? So good. So good. So, Beckham, let's hear your thoughts first. What was your thoughts on state special prosecutor Hank Brennan, his closing argument?
Well, I think today I was able to catch more of Brennan's, closing argument. So he basically not covered up. He made it to where what I got from it was where, for example, with Proctor, he was like, well, I don't agree. I don't agree with what his method of I don't know how he worded it, but his method of communication via text messages. He did say he didn't agree with it, but that there was nothing really. God, how do you say it? He basically stood up for everybody, right? When he had
Proctor, he threw him under the bus. He said he was fired, and rightfully so.
Yes, right. Yes, so you're right. But at the same time, he was basically saying, look, even though the people that that were for the good guys, even though they did bad or they didn't have the right education or the right information down on on their profile, they still did with their job basically. And he really kind of talked about the I was gonna say the kid, but he's not a kid. He's been in college for like 20 years.
Shannon Burgess.
Yeah, that he found the one little thing that was missed in the first trial about the cell phone and all that kind of thing. So basically he like covered up for all those witnesses. He tried to do the best he could, with what he had that I think, as far as like sticking up for them. Because to me, that's what he was doing. He was like, look, their information is relevant. I'm sorry, whatever job they had in this case was relevant to proving that Karen Reed is guilty, that kind of thing. So, to me, he did the best he could, and he did a good job of it, I thought.
He did better than I expected.
Yeah, well, I mean, he is a seasoned, these guys are, of course, they're like pros, man. So yeah. I wasn't surprised.
I was.
Were you really? Come on, Danny. That's Hank Brennan up. That's Hank Brennan up there.
I know.
You gotta give him some credit, man.
I am. Let me explain. So first of all, James Watson has cracked the case. I've heard a rumor that Beckham is on Avatar because someone stole his Trans Am hat. Oh. I would like to agree with that. So, okay, K-Dog is going off of what you're saying. It's like trying to tell your mom a report card full of F's is good.
That's kind of what it was.
K-Dog, I'm giving you a star for that. That was awesome.
K-Dog wins the comment of the night. That one right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it was.
That is very well said. He threw Proctor under the bus completely. He had to.
He had to. But at the same time, though, he spun it a little bit.
Oh, he spun it in regards to Trooper Buchanan, in regards to, he even referenced, like, he said this case was, done with this, and this, but in regards to Proctor's checks, even he couldn't say they were honorable. So kind of, because Buchanan got ripped apart on the stand, and I think he tried to salvage him, because that's the, at this point, the leading investigator, because that was Proctor's supervisor. So, oh God, seriously, comment of the year with that. It's so
like
good.
That's really what it is right there.
Yeah.
Like telling your mom F's are good. What did he say?
Like trying to tell your mom a report card full of F's is good. Trying to see you are just spinning it the best way you can.
That's what he did, man.
Yeah.
He did it to me. He did a good job of it.
He made the best of what he could, but however, okay. Giving credit where credit is due. A lot of the times, when Hank Brennan comes on the stand, especially during cross, I've noticed when he doesn't get the witness to kind of go with the way he's going, he doesn't hold his emotions well. Like, you can hear it in his voice. He gets frustrated very easily, and
I would be frustrated too, man, if I was doing up there and they
but you can't let that show, because the jury sees that.
Yeah, but he wears his heart on his sleeve, Danny. He's almost like Higgins. Except Higgins is ripped.
Well, you know what? Where are we talking? Okay, Higgins was not. He was not brought back.
I know, but I'm talking about, like, he wears this, like, he wears his heart on his sleeve, like come on, do you like me? Like, come on, like,
God, Beckham. You know what? Feel free to do a pitch, like make a video. I will post it here on my channel if you want to give a shout out to Higgins and offer him lessons on picking up women, because those texts were cringe.
Very.
But anyway, putting all jokes aside, I expected Brennan to be a little bit more worked up and, just to call it, whiny. I expected that. He wasn't. So I was like, okay, all right. He didn't focus a lot on the science. He kind of, which, I mean, he couldn't, to be perfectly honest. He really tried to discredit the defense witnesses. I don't think he did a great job. I think, like Beckham said, like K-Dog said, I think he really tried to spin his witnesses and put them in the best light he could, any way possible he could.
Yep.
But then trying to discredit the defense's witness, and I just didn't think he was really successful at that. I felt Hank Brennan really pushed more so with the emotion of John O'Keefe, who he was, and Beckham too. He used a lot of clips from Karen Reed in the interviews and documentaries that she's done. I hate that she did all those. I really do. Going into this, I was like, oh man, no. Like, imagine if her own work, because it's so easy to pick a couple of words and just put them on camera without any context. And that's what he did the whole trial. That's what he did in his closing arguments. And that's unfortunate, because I hate that the defense even gave him something to work with like that.
Now, what about him trying to tell the jury, or trying to explain to him, hey, he used the example of, God, what was the example he used?
About, boulder being thrown off a ledge, like onto a highway and killing
exactly.
someone.
Yes. Like, I was like, oh man, why are you using an example like that? Like, I don't know. That was the strategy, but it was a strategy that I think he started with that. I don't know if he started with it or if it was a little bit towards the middle of his.
That was towards the middle.
Okay, but I think he was trying to use it to maybe kind of build confidence, and trying to maybe look and get a reaction out of the jury, to say, look, this is not good. This is what she didn't mean. Like, she didn't come out to do it, but she did it. Like, you got to go our way. Do you see what I'm saying? I think that's where he was going with that. I personally think that was where he was going with that. To kind of give him
a great
speed.
analogy, though.
I don't either. But I think he was trying to gauge them and try to gain speed to sort of like finish strong. That's what I
Yeah.
think. But
I hear like a bunch of mixed opinions. I hear like I've been seeing that some people thought Hank Brennan did excellent in his closing. I've heard others that were just like, oh no, he did awful. He didn't prove anything.
I think Jackson did better. But I mean,
100%.
yes,
100%. Again, just being, just taking a step back and like whose words gave the most impact and whose witnesses had the best backing to back that up. Alan Jackson, the defense. Hank Brennan, again, I think Hank really was poking at emotion, which again, if that touches one juror, that's all that's needed is one juror to be like, you know what, Hank's right. The state is right. But before we get into that,
I would have been like, hey guys, how was lunch?
James Watson, I haven't gotten a star in forever. James Watson, I haven't given you one because you are a star naturally, but calm down here. I just
Danny, I would have been like, so you guys ready to get this get this thing on the road? I would try to warm up to them like a little bit, kind of throwing a joke or two. But I don't know. That's me.
No.
I probably would. They probably.
No. But speaking of jokes, let's get to that in a second. Virginia Woolf, hey Danny, Beckham, is Karen Reid a mainstream topic on the covers of newspapers up there in Mass? Little bit, Wolf. So in regards to lunch earlier this week, you know where I'm going with this, Beckham?
No, but I don't know.
The ham sandwich.
No, what about that?
Oh, Beckham, did you miss that?
Yeah.
So when Dr. Rentschler from ARCA was on the stand, like again, Hank Brennan was trying to discredit him. It wasn't working. So just to sum it up, after the first trial, so I'm totally going to butcher that word. Sequestration orders done. It's done. Everything's done. The first trial was over. Dr. Rentschler waiting for his ride. And the defense team ordered lunch, a bunch of sandwiches. They're like, hey, come, grab a bite to eat. So Dr. Rentschler does, he's like, I didn't really chat a bunch, just kind of listened. If people made a joke, I probably laughed. And so Hank Brennan was like, what was the topic of conversation? How long were you sitting? He's like, I was just eating. Well, what did you eat? Ham sandwich. And then the whole thing, well, how long did it take you to eat a ham sandwich? 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes to really to eat a ham sandwich? And it was talking about ham sandwiches for 45 minutes. It was horrible. I'm like, Hank Brennan has nothing. And then Dr. Buncher said, after I ate, I went to, another corner and just waited for my ride. Like it was just straightforward. But again, the first trial was done. So it was just like, oh my God, the amount. And as this was going on, I'm like, social media tonight is all going to be about ham sandwiches. And it was horrific. It was horrific.
Danny, do you like mustard and mayo with your ham sandwich?
I don't eat ham.
Yeah, of course.
I've never liked ham. Shelly, you're a star too. I'll give you a star. Oh my gosh.
Of course you are. I mean, of course you wouldn't eat a ham sandwich.
No, no.
What about pastrami? I mean, anything?
Nope, never liked that. I'm a picky eater.
What about a veggie sandwich, like with just tomatoes?
Oh God, yeah, veggie all the way.
Oh God,
veggie all the way. But anyway. But oh my gosh, I can't get over how long about the ham sandwich thing. It was just crazy. It was crazy.
James likes mustard on his. Tony Stewart likes ham.
All I know is if the viewership goes up because Beckham's talking about food, I'll be like, all right, why am I here? I'll put myself in Avatar and be like, Beckham, just talk food. It's fine. It's all about those $3 hot dogs and a PBR. Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's something. So sometimes ham is good, but it can be gross too. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised Dr. Rentschler wasn't grilled more about the quality of the hams. It was insane. It was insane. But another thing that, and I know we're jumping a little bit, but when Hank Brennan was cross-examining him and cross-examining Dr. La Posada, Hank Brennan and even Dr. Wolf, he takes these unnecessary shots that I'm like, the jury has to hear this. It's one thing to try to get your point across. It's another thing to be just absolutely insulting. You know, with Dr.
Feel good.
Oh my gosh. So no, he makes these comments like, "Oh, are you forgetful? Oh, your memory's bad." So clearly that like, and it's
Dude,
just
first of all, why did this trial have so many like it was almost like a character like themed. So many people were like they became their own characters.
they were very
You
eccentric.
had Higgins with the with the text messaging lover boy. You had Proctor. You had you had the girl from the Boston Police Department that just she became her own meme.
Oh, she totally did. Kelly Delria.
You had the one doctor that all the women are crazy for.
Dr. Daniel Wolf.
Yeah, and then like one lady was like, if he's not somebody ruined it for me. If he's not at least 6 foot tall, I can't do it. I can't do it. It was like, oh my god. One lady like tripped over herself, and planted face first into the concrete. Of course, you have Karen Reed with all her facial expressions. I said Karen Reed with all her facial expressions. You have the fan. You had literally the fan in the room. You had the judge. I mean, dude, everybody was like a character in this thing, man. It was almost like a made up story.
Except this is real.
I know.
This
This
is insane.
yes, I know. This is crazy.
So okay, so Dr. Wolf. So Dr. Daniel Wolf, one of the crash daddies, him and Rentschler. So all the girls love Dr. Daniel Wolf. I mean, he's very attractive. Hank Brennan on Cross was like had a post, like a printout post from his wife's Facebook. And
yeah, exactly.
Was like,
that's what I'm
wife.
That's what I'm talking about. Exactly. Like, where did that come from? Right?
He was trying to be like, oh, well, was your opinion influenced by outside, like by somebody else? Family. I knew where that was leading to. Dr. Wolf clearly didn't. But that again, Beckham, like
any one of these people that are married or in a relationship, there's going to be pillow talk. I mean, come on, dude. They're humans. Everybody.
But I also am on the flip side of that of like, you were in a relationship with someone. Do I know every single thing they post and vice versa of me? No. Like, it's just
now what should have happened.
4 young kids too. I bet they don't have the time to sit there and talk.
Now, what should have happened is they should have found somebody that's on the jury that's single, and then on the weekend they go to their local Target, Walmart, or a Hallmark store or something, and then you plant like a secretive, what do you call it? Like not an agent, but like a secret person to say, hey, try to become friends with them, date them, something, so that you can get that pillow talk and we can get the inside information. Now that would have been a really good strategy right there. You know what I mean? Like that would have been really like.
You know what? Who knows if? Oh God!
I'm pretty sure that's happened before, and of all time. But
in law enforcement,
yeah. I mean, like they find some juror that might need some excitement in their life, and they plant somebody. Hey, they're here at this place, or they're doing it, and they just bump into them. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, is that a book you're reading? Oh, what are you reading?
I don't think you're making a suggestion about a jury. I think you're quoting real life experience here.
I'm telling you, man. That's how.
Is that how you ended up with Shelley?
And then you get your inside info.
Oh my God! Is that how you ended up with Shelley? You like flew into where she was, not doxing, and you happened to bump into. Oh, no. Shelley, what book you read? I just read. Oh my gosh! It makes so much sense. Oh my gosh!
Come on, man! It's not like I just came up with something. I'm pretty sure they've been doing that for forever.
No, you didn't just come up with it on the spot. I 100% agree. You've been using this tactic for decades. We just learned it on air, folks. Dating with you know what? Stop focusing on this on the jury. You need to come here to Boston, find Brian Higgins and be like, Higgins.
No, dude, Higgins, you can't help Higgins.
He's a lost cause.
Lost cause.
I can't even like cringe. Okay, but anyway.
Sorry, I took it out. I went sideways on that.
No, that was quite funny. So yeah, the jurors were instructed. We all got to listen to Judge Bev give them the jury instructions, and that was like a good maybe hour or so. And just to kind of put the timeline of today into perspective, the state and the defense each had an hour and 15 minutes to give their closing arguments. So then they did a short lunch. Judge Bev instructed them. Obviously, we're just on juror watch now, kind of like to see what's going on for a verdict. There was no verdict today. No, I don't think anybody expected a verdict for today.
I did. I was like, let's get this party. I was waiting. I was just waiting, like, to just get like something on my phone and just said, oh, you know, it's in, you know, and but I knew it wasn't gonna happen only because of that judge. She probably said, guys, think it over for 30 minutes, okay, 30 minutes, and then we'll have you have the weekend off. We'll come back Monday, and you can restart your thinking process. She said that, right? I'm sure she said it just like that. She's like, go back there for 30 minutes to start thinking about it, but we'll finish the thought process on Monday.
Because it's okay, we're ahead of schedule.
Yeah. Dude,
oh my gosh!
If they could have finished today, they could have done. She let them go at like 2:00. They had like, what's it, 1 o'clock, 2? They could have had like 3 good solid hours. They don't need 3 hours to come up with a decision. I don't think they do.
So, oh gosh. So one of the things when Judge Bev was giving her instructions, kind of going off what you were saying, it was, and I remember her saying it last time. It was like, anything I've said or questions I've had, with with regards to the attorneys or the witnesses, don't take that as forming an opinion of what I think. If you do have an opinion of what way what I think about the case, please disregard it. This is about you and what you have gotten.
Yeah, this is all about you. Let's just start it with like, take 30 minutes, take your time. Let's start the thought process, and we'll continue Monday.
And I'm going to go home on the weekend now with my award for best judge in the, oh God. But Judge Bev, the unprofessionalism from Judge Bev, the size, everybody's talking about she has like visibly and audibly sighed this whole trial. It's so unprofessional, like in regards to like Alan, and she does it more so at the defense than the state, but it's just, it blows my mind that there's no one, I don't know the hierarchy, or that there's nobody above. That's just like, that is beyond unprofessional.
No, man, she's the judge, dude. That's she got. I want to say she got voted in.
DJ.
So
it's just, if I ever was in a meeting, even a meeting for work that I was running,
the judge,
and I just like, if somebody was talking and I just like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
You ain't gonna be able to. She's the judge, man.
She's
got her. It's her way or the highway.
100%, 100%. It was just crazy. So now begs the question. So everybody in the chat, Beck, I know me and Becca message about this like all day. But on air, Beckham, what are you think a verdict will be? When do you think we'll get one? What are your thoughts?
Oh man. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you here. So
you're being honest and you're coming on camera.
I have seen a split online. I really have. There's the Free Karen Reed movement people. There's the straight up she's guilty, and it's about even. There is no like, it is about that scale is even to me online. So I don't know. I can't. It's that, and I think Brandon knew that, And that's where I think he went with his strategy for his closing. I think that's where he went with the Boulder theory, the story. Because I think he was trying to get them to say to just be like, look, she didn't mean to do it. It's not like she did it on purpose, but it did happen, and that's why we're here, type of thing, right? And I think he really wanted to drill and it's okay to find her guilty. It's all right. It's gonna be okay, even though you have this whole crowd outside that's for her and everything. I think that's where he was going. He's like, look, it's fine if you do find her guilty. We're not saying she's a bad person. We're not saying that well, not like that, but he basically, saying she didn't like want it. She didn't want it to happen. She didn't start her day out for it to happen, but it did happen. And for that's why you have to go there. He wanted them to feel, to me, he wanted them to feel comfortable. And I think he knows that. And I think he was really trying to take that home to him and hone in on that. Because I think, like I said, man, I don't even know what to say to that, man. I don't have an answer because I see it the same everywhere. Because I think there's a lot of people that believe that she's guilty, and there's a lot of people that, of course, with the movement, believe that there's a conspiracy and that kind of. Now, the conspiracy either, man, and the way it really looks as far as the conspiracy, either somebody else did it and there was a big cover up, or God, was the police that bad at their job, that so bad that it looks like there was a conspiracy, like you know what I mean, like that bad. But I just cannot get over. I personally cannot just none of the doctors, none of the because it wasn't investigated. And I'm sorry if I go a little long here.
No, please.
Now, to me, because it wasn't investigated properly from the get-go, a lot of the information is misinformation from everybody, even the experts, because the expert is trying to sound like an expert. So they're almost trying to convince not only themselves, but everybody else. Well, I'm an expert, so I'm going to say it could have been this, but we don't know if it could have been, if it did happen this way.
Who are you referring to?
Everybody. To me, it was everybody. I don't care. To me, it was everybody. I don't think everybody. Only because it wasn't. The crime scene wasn't, secured properly. The evidence wasn't. I mean, just because of the way that the evidence was handled.
We'll never know what happened.
Well, exactly. Now, if all these experts said, if the case would have been completely, if the case would have been, what do you call it?
Investigated properly.
I think they would have been a better kind of, everybody would have been more concrete with what they're experts in, right? Even the guy with the degree, or I'm sorry, even the guy with the non-degree. But everybody just tried to convince them, not only themselves, but they're like, well, this is what we have. This is what it could have been, but anything could have been. Anything's possible. But I feel with my expertise, it happened this way, right? But you don't really know. So to me, they all sounded that way. But to me, I'm just going to go on with this. Too many people hid too many things, and that's including Higgins. Why would he destroy his phone on a military base? Why did he go back to the police station he's all hooded up, covered up? Yeah, I mean, there's too many people that did too many shady things. And for that, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think I would be shocked. I was hoping that there would be, something would happen to them after the trial, but it's probably going to just be done with. But I honestly think something fishy most likely did happen. But that's, but only because too many people did too many things. That's my personal feeling, but I don't know. You asked me what I think the verdict is. They could come back and say she's guilty, but it's just I see it even out there. So I don't know. Was it enough? Did the defense do enough? You could argue, but you could also argue that Brennan did enough.
Right. Right. No,
I don't-
that's an excellent phrase. Did they do? It's easy for me or you or anybody watching this to
right.
be like, yes, they did, or no, they didn't. But what does the jury think? They're
No.
the only ones that matter at this point.
Yep.
In regards to that. So few comments to following up on that. So K-Dog says not guilty, that he thinks it'll be not guilty or a hung jury. Capone, waste of time and money in retrying her. I 100% agree. K-Dog, the ones wanting guilty are based on emotion. The ones wanting not guilty look at the facts. I agree with that 100%. Tony, we have to remember the trial is being held in Boston. No one is found guilty. That's a little shady. And
now, what especially the doctor who they paid $400,000 to.
Oh, that was after,
and then or whoever, right?
I mean, sorry, Dr. Welker.
And he put his paint. But I like but like as soon as I literally turned the video off when he sees the car, he's back in, or he's doing the
reconstruction.
Yeah. And he notices that it's not going to be even, so he lifts his shoulder up into it. I'm like, dude, you literally just did it yourself to measure the same height. I'm like, I understand you're
5 miles an hour.
I understand that you're being human, and that's probably what like anybody would do that. So I'm not like, but come on, dude, like it would have hit his elbow or something. It would have been like that. So he lifts himself up and like come and put the paint where it's supposed to go. I was like, all right, I turned it off. I'm like, all right, no, dude, that was just a bunch of shit. Sorry.
And
again, each expert thought they were trying to convince themselves with trying to convince others of why they're an expert in that certain area, expertise.
So I can see that. In regards to, I mean, social media is very split. I do agree with you on that. In regards to, I think so much of the weight has to be put on the ARCA experts, the crash daddies, Dr. Daniel Wolf, Dr. Rentschler.
Oh, Danny, come on.
They were originally hired from an outside government agency to look in on this case because it was not handled well. They don't have a stake in this. So to me, their research is just spot on. And that's why Hank Brennan fought so hard to get them excluded, because he completely knew. There's a few points I want to go off of what Beckham was saying. We will never know exactly what happened to John O'Keefe. 100%. The people that really did this, whether you believe it's that singular or plural, it is what it is, will never be truly held responsible. With that being said, we don't know 100% what happened. So the state cannot put forward, here's 100% that happened. And in Hank's closing arguments himself, he was flip-flopping, in my opinion, because he would make comments of, well, the science just isn't there. We don't know X, Y, and Z, but then say, we do know X, Y, and Z and I'm like, wait a minute. It can't be both. Karen Reed, he tried to say this wasn't intentional, but then would say she sat there. She made a decision. It was intentional that she did this. I'm like, you can't argue both. But with that, well, I mean, he did. But if there's again, the medical examiner cannot even say how he died.
This is what should have happened.
Is it guilty?
They should have knocked on. I'm sorry. What are the owners of the houses? I forget their name.
The Alberts.
The Alberts. What should have happened is Proctor goes to the door, knocks. He's like, hey guys, there's a crime. This is there's a dead body on your front yard. I made a roundabout. We're gonna tape it off. Can we come in? No. All right. Well, then you said no. Well, then we're gonna have to move on this.
We're gonna get
tape it off. We're gonna tape. Hold on. We're gonna tape it off. I want to tape it off. And in the meantime, while you're getting the warrant, I'm getting authorization to use a a local dangerous crime unit, because they do exist with their like SWAT guys, and surround the house. And then really scare them in that 2-hour window to get that warrant, because there is a dead body. They would have been able to get that warrant pretty quick, right?
Mhm.
And then you literally get that warrant and you have guns drawn, come out. You're coming out. You're not gonna. You're walking out with whatever you're wearing. You're not gonna hide nothing. You're gonna confiscate everything. We're gonna take the dog. We're gonna do all this and that. That's what should have happened. You should have officers on there, guns drawn with the warrant. 2 hours later, and then started to work the scene.
One of the things that Alan Jackson in his closing arguments had said was this was the home of a former Boston cop. If this was anybody else, law enforcement would have been in that home immediately. They would have gotten a warrant very easily to get in that home.
Pretty quick. Yeah, they would have been pretty
Body on
fast. And they would have been,
property.
I mean, if they didn't want to open the door, they would have really, gone in. You know what I
And
mean?
back, going off of again what you're saying in
It's
regards
a small
to
police department, so they would have probably got another unit out or whatever.
it would have been Canton Police.
But the orange isn't there.
That's
It's a
where it
small
occurred.
police. I mean, I know, but it's a small department. They could have got a local, like I said, some SWAT officers to come in and.
All you needed was one to be at the scene with the caution tape.
I got
and
you.
move it off.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. They left the scene unattended.
Oh, then yeah, right. No,
Again,
you're right. You're right. Right.
It's just all of these things. Again, I'm just going off of your words, but these are a lot of words and questions and statements that we as the public are, people are asking and are looking at. But again, it's innocent until proven guilty. Guilty beyond a reasonable
With everything going on right now,
doubt.
if they would have been like, immigrants that live there, you think ICE would have been called?
Let's not go down that
route.
ICE
would have brought ICE. They would have been there on the spot with guns drawn, everything.
Well, this was back.
Oh, that's right. You're right. It happened before. Oh, yeah. Never mind.
Today's world.
Yeah, today's world. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Imagine if it happened today, and it happened to be like even a legal immigrant. ICE would have been like there and guns drawn and you would have had sniper on the neighbor's roof right on the other side.
I still think based on who was involved in it, we would still see a cover up. I'm just going to say it. I believe so. But again, there's so much that she has to be proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. There's so much doubt. And one of the things I've said from day one, I'll say it again. I feel like there's a split community of free Karen Read, justice for John O'Keefe. There can be both. And I feel that people think it's one or the other. You can want justice. John O'Keefe deserves justice. And it's a shame that he's not going to get it because of who? Because of law enforcement and how they handled this case. As a citizen, but especially as a fellow police officer, he deserves better.
If she is found guilty, Proctor is back at work in a year's time.
Cancel culture? No.
You don't think so?
Nope.
I've heard. I don't know. I've heard other people. It's like, yeah, they get fired all the time, but they just get picked up by another department.
Oh, he might get a job in another place.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying is not for the same employer. He could find it as a police officer in another jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same with Kelly Dever. You mean to tell me that if someone's out and she pulls them over, it's wait a minute, I know who you are. Just so many people just destroyed their career over this.
Yeah.
But there's so much reasonable doubt. In my heart and then put emotion aside, based on the facts, there's no way, and mark my words, no way the jury will find her guilty. I cannot see how 12 jurors are going to look and say, yes, guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
Will you have it? Will you get nauseated if it comes back guilty?
I
I
fear
will.
there will
Okay,
be riots.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna just say it this way. This is the best that I can say it.
Mm.
If there's a guilty verdict, I would not be surprised.
Guilty on what? All 3 counts?
No, at least
The driving intoxicated one I could see.
yeah, but she already has her license suspended or something anyway, so it's not she's not gonna go to it would just be like a fine a fine.
Time served and all that.
Or yeah, but a fine or something. No, that's not a big one. It's the murder one.
Mm-hmm.
I
will
wouldn't
see.
I wouldn't be surprised. I just wouldn't be if it Monday at 2 o'clock on my phone is beep doom thing.
I'm sorry, what does your phone do?
It goes ding.
No, you just did like 10 different noises.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just thinking. You know, it informs me that she's been found guilty, and I wouldn't be like, oh, I'd be like, well, there went that. I would be like, well, Danny's probably in the bathroom throwing up.
Danny's in the street.
I just wouldn't be like, oh, I wouldn't be, oh my God. No, I just wouldn't be shocked.
My stomach would be like, oh my God. Oh my God. I think it will be, if there's a verdict Monday, which I hope and I think it will be a not guilty. If we're hitting Tuesday, Wednesday, I think that's not good because there's holdouts.
I'm telling you, man.
I think there'd be a mistrial, not a guilt, not a.
Oh,
not
okay.
a
Well, even if it's so even if it's a mistrial, I wouldn't be. I mean, yeah, I just wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if it's other than the not guilty.
Okay. I will be at court next week. I do, assuming that they're still deliberating on Tuesday.
You need to walk around with a world phone.
Tuesday.
You need to walk around with a world phone, those military ones with the long antenna, so that you like outdo everybody. You're just like, who's that? Who's that with the military phone?
God. I'm tight with Higgins. No. No.
Yo,
No.
don't say that, Danny. Don't say that.
No. Like, I would be like, hi, nice to meet you. He'd be like, what are your intentions? Oh, God, I can't.
Do you like me? You're like, I just met you. God, what the hell?
No, with him, it's just like, it's not the subtlety. It's the blatant, like, here's my intentions. I want to. And he'd be like, what do you mean? What are your intentions?
Like, oh, you're going to go there. Okay.
Dude.
Yeah.
But no, yeah.
Be
so
like,
I will
be at my house at 7.
Be at my
house at 7:30. The door will be unlocked. Just walk in. Are you sure it's 7:30? How do I get in? Are you sure you want me to come tonight?
It's just.
Are you sure you want me to come tonight?
So going off of if on the hey Auntie Mimi, if on the chance it's a mistrial, one of the questions I've been seeing a lot that people have asked me, coworkers, friends, family, are they going to try her again? They can. The answer is they can. Will they? I think so. I don't think the Commonwealth can read the writing on the wall and just say, you know what? Because our law enforcement and those who worked this case fucked it up so bad, we're never going to get to, it's just like, you know what? Let's keep going. Let's stick it to her. Let's keep going and just put on a platform for the world to see how corrupt and especially incompetent that this case was handled by everybody.
The highest level of the Boston Police Department, and like the Boston Police Department, it's basically its own entity as LAPD.
It's huge.
It's its own entity, man. It has its own money, its own power, all of that, right? That girl having communicated with the ups, of the Boston Police Department. The fact that she even made it beyond the receptionist desk of the chief of police's hallway is astounding to me.
Yeah, it's not every day a rookie gets that.
Like gets beyond the receptionist desk. I'm just gonna say that gets beyond the receptionist desk.
It's to jump from here to here. No. I mean, and I'm not saying hard work doesn't get you
No, not but
farther in
not
your
a not a
career.
not a no
Not
not
like
there's
this.
no not a
And
rookie
then they
cop.
say,
He's a
"We
rookie
have
cop.
your
No,
back.
not a
Do
rookie
the
cop.
right thing."
Nope. She could have
What?
busted the biggest drug bust in Boston. I'm sorry, yeah, in like Massachusetts history, and she still would not have gotten beyond the receptionist desk. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Why she was able to get beyond the receptionist desk? That's what astounds me too.
Okay, she was not a receptionist. Let's
No, she
clarify
gets
that.
beyond the desk. Like
But she
no,
was a
she
rookie.
gets
She's a rookie.
beyond the receptionist desk. She gets access to that back there. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying she was a receptionist. I'm
Okay.
saying she gets behind. She gets to go beyond that, like the access that she was able to go.
Yeah.
Like no one at that high up level would ever have the need to communicate with her. There's under people that do that, that channel that information, that get her the information she needs. You just don't go and meet the chief.
Oh,
Or
100%.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. The commissioner or what?
The
Yeah, the
commissioner.
commissioner. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't happen like that.
So Capone.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. No, thank you for clarifying that. Because I was like, she was not a receptionist. Let's just get. I
No,
don't
no,
want misinformation out there
no,
like
no.
that.
She goes beyond. She passes beyond that point.
Capone says his own family isn't interested in getting justice. I hate that so much. Capone, I agree that they're like those who are, again, family, friends, like loved ones of John O'Keefe deserve justice for him. They, again, need to, I'm not telling a victim's family what to do. I'm not that. Who the hell am I? There should be outrage at Trooper Proctor, Mass State Police, Canton Police Department, all of those who touched this and did it wrong. Again, there's always one, I've said this for months, y'all. There's always one person who isn't great at their job, and maybe they missed something that would have been vital, and it's like, shit. Stuff happens. But you mean to tell me every single person, all of them that touched this, did it wrong? Just this case? They do all these other cases. They did all those right. This one they didn't. Why? It's just, they should be, those who love John O'Keefe should be outraged at the way that law enforcement handled his death. A fellow cop. How that is not the focus of this, as much as it is, blows my mind. It blows my mind. K-Dog says the one cop that said the light wasn't broke. So that's
I forgot about that guy. Yeah, that guy. He was
police officer. Yep.
He was
answered
last week.
directly and confidently. Prosecution witnesses had to think, didn't understand, etc. 100%. And he has no stake in this. None. And one of the things that blows up, so Hank Brennan, when he was going after him on Cross, was like, oh, documentation, it's important, right? All this stuff. I'm thinking, wait a minute, Hank. He didn't need to document. Your state, Buchanan and Proctor your guys needed to do that, and they didn't. It was just such a redirection of, I'm like, oh my, it blew my mind. It still makes me just so mad. Karen Diamond is here. Hi, Danny and Mr. Beckham. Hope you're both okay. It's lovely to see you both. Much love. Thank you, Karen. Beckham.
Well, hello, Karen.
One of these days, I'm going to message from her being like, I just can't take Beckham's horrible impersonation of where I'm from. Capital corruption. K-Dog, a judge can find her not guilty, but not going to happen here. Agreed.
So would it be like be okay to say that the Boston mayor does not have power over the police commissioner?
So Boston Mayor's Mayor Michelle Wu.
They're supposed to.
She can't.
That just like LAPD, and if you notice, I mean, I know we're gonna, you don't want, I'm gonna just bring up the thing going on in Los Angeles. If you notice, the Los Angeles mayor did not tell what the LAPD commissioner to do as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the mayor is supposed to have, you know,
That's a whole thing. Yeah,
but I don't think it works that way in Boston.
yeah. So Boston Mayor's Michelle Wu. I don't know. Like, to answer that question, I don't know the logistics of her position, but I don't think she has a say in that.
Exactly.
But yeah. So basically, next week we'll be on jury verdict watch, and see what happens. I'm
way,
saying it right
Jose.
now. I do have my dance shows next
Yeah,
weekend.
James, that's a little harsh there, buddy.
I know I'm not putting that on camera. Entitled to his opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So I will not have a True Crime and Chill next week. It's my dance show weekend, so I'll be super busy. I will squeeze in shows before. With that being said, like, I already have like a case I want to cover, a book review to do. But I'm like, I don't want to be like, oh, let's talk about this case tonight, and then the verdict comes in. Like, so stay tuned. It might be a little last minute in regards to what I'm doing and when, but just stay tuned. So, okay.
What's her name? Wu?
Mayor Michelle Wu.
Who?
Mayor Michelle Wu.
That's what the Boston commissioner says. Who?
Stop it. Stop it.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But after my dance show next weekend, things will be, yeah, I'm like going into next week, and next week I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be super packed. Corey, I've got a pretty unpopular opinion. Let's hear it.
Hey, did you ever watch Beverly Hills Cop?
Mm-mm.
With Axel Foley?
Mm-mm.
Well, and at the very end, the commissioner comes in, or actually in part 2, I'm sorry, the commissioner is like really rude with the detectives, and he's like, you're going back on traffic duty, and you're going this and you're going that, and then the mayor comes up and he's like, first of all, I don't like your attitude. Second of all, you're fired. Get the hell out of here. So that, the mayor fired the commissioner.
Gotcha. Nope, I haven't seen it. So yeah, we'll keep you posted.
I'm waiting for Corey's
I know. I'm curious for Corey's, because I want to move on to the next case to update, but I don't want to. Corey, get it typing.
Hurry up, Corey.
Okay. Sticking on Caramid. Okay. TikTok. As much I'm like, y'all, I'm not the biggest TikTok person. I joined it because that's what I was advised to do by so many content creators, so on and so forth. Holy crap, my TikTok has blown up since I went to the courthouse and posted videos. Like, okay,
you should be invited. If she's found not guilty, you should be invited to the post party.
So Robert Alessi, defense attorney Robert Alessi, when again it's raining out, so he was running in the rain to go get lunch and coming back. I posted that video. 310,000 views on that one bit. I'm like,
wow,
what?
Holy shit.
Hank Brennan walking into court with the state trooper, 54,000 views. Y'all, the comments. Hank Brennan, like, okay, his pants on his suit were very short. He has polka dot socks on. People were ripping up, like, the comments are so funny. But I'm just like my phone kept going off, and I'm like, what the heck is happening? Like, people, oh my gosh. But the love for defense attorney Robert Alessi, y'all, if you've commented, if you've posted, I hear you. I'm with you. Robert Alessi.
Whenever I start presenting a point, I'm gonna just go to my inner Alessi. Start talking.
All right, Tony Stewart, I'm going to give you a timeout for that. The movie next Friday is better than Friday.
What? That was his thing.
I thought you were going to talk about the Cameron Reed
I
thing.
know. Come on, man.
All
What?
right. Well, now that we got that straightened out,
We're
all
out here
right.
waiting for Corey to like dish out some Karen Reed. He's talking about part
I
two
know.
of. I wasn't saying the movie was better. The part two was better than the original. I'm not saying that. I was just using that as it.
Oh goodness, y'all.
But hey, Friday the 13th part two to me was better than than the original. Speaking of Friday the 13th, Jason.
I'm fully aware.
I thought part two was a lot scarier than the one, but you always have to start. You always have to start the story with the original.
I'm not into those types of movies.
Like Halloween was okay, but Halloween 2 stepped it up a couple notches.
Well, yeah, y'all feel free to put in the chat whether you agree or disagree with Beckham, and if you disagree, I will like you more. So
Corey agrees with me. Thanks, Corey.
All right, you guys calm down. All right, okay. I'm like, where do we go next? Let's just
Lori
go to
Vallow.
Oh, okay, we can do that instead. We can do Lori Vallow.
You know what? You have to date her.
So Lori Vallow. So I know we haven't done the True Crime and Chill for a little bit, so a little bit behind. She had her trial for the attempted murder of the 2019 shooting of her former nephew-in-law, Brandon Boudreaux. Prosecutors say Brandon was arriving at his rental home in Gilbert in October 2019 when a bullet shattered his car window, narrowly missing his head. He was, however, thankfully unharmed. So Lori, being the court expert that she is now, again, decided to represent herself. The trial began about 5 days late the trial was 5 days. The prosecution finished its witness list with the FBI Special Agent Nick Ballant. I'm probably going to mispronounce Balance. So the trial started late because Lori was sick. It was just like, okay, here we go. Lori Vallow Daybell did not call any witnesses on her behalf. Both sides presenting closing arguments, which followed by the judge's instructions to the jury. So the verdict came back. Lori was convicted, found guilty in the conspiracy to murder her former nephew-in-law, Brandon Boudreaux.
Damn, dude, that's so sad.
She's facing a potential life sentence in prison while also awaiting another possible life sentence for the conspiracy to murder Charles Vallow. So as a reminder, these Arizona convictions are in addition to her life sentences in the Idaho deaths of J.J. Vallow, Tylee Ryan, and Tammy Daybell. All right, Beckham, Lori Vallow?
I just saw her walking into the courtroom with a bunch of thick folders full of I don't know what, but I felt she almost fell over. Like she had so much, she was carrying so much, and she almost tipped over herself. But didn't help her in the end. She was found guilty, as we all pretty much kind of thought it would go that way.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to combine. Well, I can't say with the next one, but if she's found guilty there, they're going to combine, and she'll get like 50 years.
So this is the last one.
Yeah.
But again, this is like I mentioned in combination. She's not getting out of prison.
No.
Does she have the right to appeal? Yes. Will she appeal? 100%.
Oh, I'm sure she will.
So much to Beckham's displeasure, this will not be the last that we hear of Lori Vallow.
Danny, please stop with the torture.
You know what? The way you feel about this is the way I feel about Alex Murdaugh. I'm just like, won't he go away? And it just doesn't happen.
Well, I don't know if that guy did it.
We're not going down this route.
I don't think that guy.
A jury of his peers found him guilty, rightfully so.
Right.
So just to wrap this up, so Lori Vallow Daybell was the wife of who?
Chad Daybell.
Thank you. You know what I really need for my desk at work, at home, at the cat shelter, at the dance studio? You know those things from Staples where you just hit it and go, that was easy. I just need one that goes, Chad Daybell. It would make my day. So again, this will not be the last we hear of Lori Vallow. We'll keep you posted. There will be a sentencing because, again, she faces potential life in prison. So there will be a sentencing hearing. So we will update you on that for sure. In regards to after that, if people think that, yeah, now it's done. No, she'll still be in the news. It is what it is. We'll go from there. All right.
Yeah, I don't. Oh God, it's just that like we know it's like we're like, dude, everybody knows you're guilty. Why you? And then you're trying to do it yourself. It's like at least get a lawyer.
Mm-hmm. She thinks she's the smartest person in the room.
I'm like, dude, at least get a lawyer to represent. At least make it interesting. You're not making it interesting.
I beg to differ. She's making it interesting.
I guess to the point of drama wise, but to me, it's like you're not giving yourself a chance making it interesting. That's what I'm saying.
No, not at all. And she's also just delusional that she'll be on Dancing with the Stars. Like, it's just yeah, it's crazy. Capone, her lawyers all keep quitting though. And who else did we see that with? Oh, Sarah Boone.
Oh, that's the chick with the candy.
Okay, you guys are talking different Star Wars movies and what's.
Sorry, that's my fault for.
No, that's fine. I will not partake.
Ranking the movies.
I have nothing to add. So let's go to P. Diddy. So in my free time, which is like when I'm caught up. I am caught up. Last week I was not. This week I am. So this is the 5th week of testimony in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Most of what we heard this week was victim Jane Doe. Jane is not her real name. That is a pseudonym given to her so that her identity is kept private. So a lot of back and forth in regards to, on direct, we heard a lot of the abuse that she suffered, the freak offs. She was there. She was with Puffy when the Cassie Ventura video got leaked, the one where he chased her in the hall and beat her. So she testified on the stand to what happened when Puffy and his crew found out that this video hit the media. In regards to the freak offs, she talked about how Puff Daddy would basically make the sex workers not wear condoms with Jane. And as much as Jane protested, he, again, because we all know he got violent. She talked about, again, a lot of the, I'm not just talking mental abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse that she endured. On cross, and I'm just really narrowing it down. There was so much testimony. On cross, they really tried to focus on putting it like, well, you benefited from your relationship with him. She got emotional. Okay, here's my cat. Let's see. All right, come on, Loki. She got emotional. She cried on the stand. Loki. Here's your cat moment of the night, folks. At one point, one of the things that the defense had said was they were going after her designer bag, her Bottega bag, and they were trying to argue, well, how much is that worth? And her response was basically, well, what's my body worth? And that was like a real moment in the courtroom, from what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
Jane testified that she would not have. So one of the trips she went on, there was an escort that Puffy, named Paul, that Puffy got to go as well. And she testified, I would not have gone had I known that. And let's see. There was a message from Jane to Puffy. It's clear to me you just want me there for a hotel binge. You got plenty of hoes for that. And one of the things that we heard a little bit later this week, and the audio is out there, so if you want to hear it for yourself, you can listen to it. So Diddy is leaving Jane Doe a voicemail. And the reason she got the voicemail was, again, there was a freak off, all that fun stuff, not fun stuff. She was in the shower. She was crying. She was vomiting. She was sick. He went in there, physically abused her, and was like, basically, do what you're supposed to do. So he then leaves a message to her like, oh, I'm so sorry you weren't feeling well and all of this stuff. Like, just, and then he says to her, quote, "You are the crack pipe," end quote.
What?
He says, "You are the crack pipe."
Oh yeah, I saw that. Like, what is
Yeah.
that? Like, what do you mean by that?
He's basically like, I'm addicted to you.
Oh,
You're the
okay.
crack pipe. I'm going to call you CP. And he's laughing. And it's just like, what? And it was wild. You can listen to it yourself. Look at James Watson. Karen Reed is my crack pipe. We all know that, hon. Karen Diamond, your cat is beautiful. Much love. Thank you. That is Loki. He's a pain, but loved. So the state will rest next week in regards to putting their theories forward. Then it'll be the defense that can go. The news went crazy today because Kanye West was at the courthouse in support of Diddy.
I know, but he shamed him.
Mm-hmm.
Early onset shamed him.
Mm-hmm. And Kanye West is not exactly like not the best person you'd want on your side.
No, not anymore. He's lost it.
Yeah. So
it's not like him. It's not like positive. That's it, right? That's what you're saying.
Oh, no, not at all.
Right.
Not at all. You don't want, I mean, he's mentally unstable.
So it'd be like, why are you really there, Kanye? Why are you really there?
Because he can make it all about himself. Let's be honest. It's just one of those.
Did you see those pictures about Ashton Kutcher? What is it, Kushner?
Ashton Kutcher.
Kutcher. Mm-hmm. Did you see those pictures?
Mm-hmm.
Are they real or is it AI? I guess we don't know. I guess it's only if you're in the court, then you know it's real or not, right?
Mm-hmm. So
can you imagine if they're real?
That has been okay. Sorry, I don't mean to like stumble on my words here. Before the trial happened, Ashton Kutcher's name was brought up a lot.
It was, and then now there's pictures to follow that.
Right.
But I don't know if they're like AI because now anything, dude, these people can do anything now. But supposedly they got leaked by the inside the courtroom type of thing, evidence or
something. Which is a shame. Like nothing should let the trial do its thing.
Yeah.
So the question that needs to be asked here is, and I've been listening.
Oh, I have a good question for you, but go ahead.
All right, well, let me ask my first.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of back and forth. Is the state proven their case? Are they not? Remember, the state is not going for, here's a man who committed domestic violence against a partner. They're going for RICO. They are going for RICO. They are going for the sex trafficking, the prostitution. They're going for it all. Have they proven
racketeering? Racketeering is the most, or no? I mean, like that was happening, but the whole prostitution and underage stuff is
underage. Really, they're going for everything.
Yeah, the kicker that's the kicker. It's the underage thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're still not done, but again, I've been hearing a lot of have they proved RICO? And it seems pretty, like Beckham said with Karen Reed case, it seems so far from what I've been reading and following, it seems pretty split. It seems like everybody's in agreement that he's a horrible guy and did horrible things. But is it RICO? I say yes, based on the evidence we've heard. But the defense is doing a great job in kind of twisting to make it seem more consensual than it seems to.
I think they're saving the unfortunate, the really bad stuff for later to come. They're still in the beginning. I think they're still in the beginning stages. This thing is going to be a while.
They said they have one more week.
Really?
The state has 1 more week.
Oh, but it's only been it's only been I thought they had a lot. Man, it's only been like 3 weeks. It hasn't even been
5. Did you not listen?
Oh yeah, that's right. It's been 5. You're right. Oh, I lost track of time.
No, and you don't read the Google Doc I send you with notes either.
No, but it's been. You're right. It's been long. It's been they started at the beginning of May. Yeah, time's flying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do you? So okay. Well, I know Beckham said he had a question for me. So while we're doing that, you guys and gals in the chat, what are you thinking? What do you think? I think we can all agree that he's a piece of shit.
I think he's gonna be found guilty, but not as the time. It won't be as serious as you wanted it to be. But he's gonna be found guilty though.
All right. While people are in the chat are putting, what was the question you had for me, Beckham?
Who do you think is more guilty? P. Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs, or Karen Reed?
Karen Reed didn't hit him.
All right, just wanted to ask you the question.
Karen Reed never hit John O'Keefe.
So do you think Puffy did all those things that they're saying he did?
Yes.
And how many years do you think he should go away for?
Go away for? I mean, a lot of these charges have really, I think I was reading like 20-year sentences.
So that's going to be like the max, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which means he has to remember. I think the magic number is 12, right, or 14. That if it's over that, the government completely controls everything of his, and he cannot do a quarter of the time. Yeah, like with good time and all that, he gets out after like 4 or 5 years. He can't. That will not happen. If it's over I think that number is 14. If it's over that number, then he has to serve the entire sentence.
Well, it's federal court too.
Right.
So
It's federal. Yes, it's federal. That's why. Yes.
yeah, that's why. Exactly. So we, all right, here have a little bit of, and again, people, you all are entitled to your opinion. So don't feel that you can't put it in there. Tony Stewart says, no way he's innocent. James Watson, he's screwed. He moved sex workers over state lines.
Well, yeah, but a lot of people do that.
Tony Stewart, those women are more than willing partners.
Those are dancers. Those people are dancers. They're called, they're just strippers.
Danny, he had his own scientastic freak offs. I don't know if they ever did a crossover movie. Oh, Jesus. Tony Stewart, he is an awesome person. One of my heroes.
I think he's just being facetious.
I don't know if Tony Stewart is. Again, everybody's entitled to
Oh my
God.
God.
I think Tony's being sincere.
What?
Capone, Karen Reed's car doesn't leave bite marks. Diddy does. Capone,
oh,
the
damn. Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
But K-Dog, you had a great comment at the beginning. I think this one's kind of giving you a run for your money. What the hell just dropped? Something with my cats just did something.
I don't know what to say.
Loki. James Watson says basically going away for 1 million years. Fiddle, Diddy should go away for all the time. James Watson, didn't he have illegal guns too? Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah, that's going to be part of the racketeering.
Corey, no, he's still behind bars. He's still behind bars.
Kelly's never getting out, I don't think.
Hopefully. Tony Stewart, Danny, I'm one very disturbed person, believe me. Oh, Tony, I can tell. Oh, good, hon. No, and you're entitled to your opinion. I might disagree wholeheartedly, but you're entitled to your opinion.
No, they got what's his name with the underage stuff, man. He's not getting out.
R. Kelly.
Yeah, they got him with underage stuff, so he's not getting out. He's lucky he's not dead.
Yes, a celebrity in prison for a crime on a minor.
Yeah, he's lucky he's not. I don't know. I think he's being held in a different facility, or like held in a different area.
That I do not know. That's out of my expertise. One of the things that was interesting with this trial, the Puff Daddy trial so far. So again, and it just goes to show the level of just, again, know how to read the room. Sean Combs and his mom. So about Puffy complaining about the sketch artist, like not making him look good. So the sketch artist did soften him up a little bit. And then the mom, Puffy's mom, like saying to the sketch artist, like, oh, can you, like, what? That how the sketch artist, that should be the furthest thing from your son is on trial for a lot of stuff. He might be found guilty and you might never see him out of prison again. Let's be honest. He's I hate to say of a certain age because he's not that old, but he's not the healthiest. And behind bar, like, he would be a walking target, kind of like what Beckham was going at, like in regards to R. Kelly, like, you know, prison cred, taking out a certain, you know, inmate. You never know. You never know. But yeah, so your focus is the sketch artist, the courtroom sketch artist. That's what's of importance to you in this case. It blows my mind that, like, you do not understand the severity of this. How do Fiddle? How do you
Rico?
And then
Fiddleford, have you seen Andor season 2?
Yep.
Fiddleford, have you seen Andor season 2?
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
He will.
I'm sure he will. So the last case of tonight, switching off, but to a similar one in regards to Puffy. Again, we'll keep y'all posted. Fiddle hasn't.
What? Dude.
Phil, you got to turn in your nerd card.
Come on, dude. You will never okay. So Rogue One is completely different after you watch, and just Danny, let me just give him this little bit. After you watch Andor season 2, Rogue One will be completely different, will feel different, will mean different, and the original Star Wars you'll see it completely different, just by watching Andor season 2.
You good?
Yep.
Thank you. Beckham, did you watch Skeleton Crew?
Started it.
All right, we're just gonna leave it with that. Anything else, gaming wise, TV wise? Talk to Beckham only on his OnlyFans page. All right. What is this?
Auntie Mimi's in the house.
Yeah, she came in earlier. She
Oh
said,
yeah,
hey.
that's right.
I spent the last 2 days building a.
Auntie Mimi, hope to see you. Hope to see you soon.
Phil, send me a picture. I don't know what the hell that is.
I know. I don't even know what the Gundam model. Oh, I know what it is.
K-Dog. How about the guy that survived that plane crash? K-Dog. I know.
I don't even know that's.
Wild.
I don't think that's real, but I don't know. We'll see.
That's wild. Beckham is such a hater, but yeah, that's horrific. I mean,
okay, if you believe that guy survived what he did, what it said that he did to get out of that plane crash, then you better believe in that KB Stewart guy, or what's his name, DB Stewart or DB Cooper.
DB Cooper.
You better believe that story then, because that Cooper story is a lot easier than what this guy pulled off by 100 times.
I mean, he's banged up, but
no, he literally walked away from an inferno, like a blow. Yeah. The DB Cooper was a lot easier to pull off than this dude.
Danny, did you see the Bellagio Fountains double murder? I sent you a
what? Where? Wait a minute.
Capone, when did you send that?
Capone. Speaking of the Bellagio, that is one of the best, freakiest dance clubs I've ever been in. It was in the Bellagio, where the entrance, and I think I've talked about it on your show, Danny, before. The entrance to this club was out of the wall, like the wall just opened, and you got a secret door entrance, and oh, he just sent it to you just now.
So then, how did I see it? I'm live on the show.
You just sent it to. Oh, by the way, I just sent it to you now.
Did you see it? No. I will.
Yeah, so it was Danny, I've told you about that club before, I think, but
we should do a night where Beckham tells all of his younger wild club days. I think that'd be my most watched.
But it happened but it was at the Bellagio. I would have never have thought this club was at the Bellagio, but it was. And anyway, that kind of adds a little spin to the Bellagio double. What did he say? Double murder?
Mm-hmm. Bellagio Fountain double murders.
Oh, he's talking about the YouTubers. Oh yeah, I know what it is.
Okay, well, I don't. I will look it up later, Capone. Thank you for sharing.
It's not. I mean, it's like, oh my god, but it's not like, ooh, like. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, okay.
I saw it live.
Okay, all right. We will look that up later. Yes, and then Brian Wilson passed away this week. Beach Boys, Brian Wilson. All right, let's get through this last one because once again, it's just another disgusting. Speaking of disgusting, Karen Diamond says, Mr. Beckham, I love your laugh. Much love.
Thank you.
Karen,
Well,
you just made his night. Mine
well,
not so
thank
much.
you. Well, thank you.
All right, folks, let's end tonight on Harvey Weinstein. Ugh. So he was.
Oh, that's right. He was. No, all right. Yeah, go.
Yeah, so a bunch this week. He was convicted on Wednesday of one of the top charges in his sex crimes retrial. This one he was convicted for was for forcibly subjecting Miriam Haley, a producer and production assistant, to a criminal sex act in 2006. He was acquitted of a different charge. The charge he was acquitted of was relating to Kaja Sokala, a former model who alleged forcible oral sex. That dates back to 2006, but this was added to the case last year. In regards to the third charge that he was facing, originally the jury had to deliberate longer on that, but it resulted in a mistrial. And this particular charge that ended in the mistrial was that he raped another woman, hairstylist and actor Jessica Mann, in 2013. This partial verdict came in after the jury foreman stated he felt bullied. He wanted off of this because he'd been getting harassed, which is wild. So Harvey Weinstein tried to get the judge to stop the trial, stating, quote, "My life is on the line, and you know what? It's not fair. It's time, it's time, it's time. It's time to say this trial is over," end quote. Any comments, Beckham?
It's just about time, man. And it just adds to the whole fortitude of this guy. Really, he literally had the best job in the world, one of the best jobs in the world, and he just threw it all away for his sickness. And he hurt a lot of people, and it's well deserved.
Mm-hmm.
He hurt a lot of women, but it's well deserved. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's to have, and basically how he like if it wasn't for his brother, like his brother is the one that enabled them to get into Hollywood with their clothing line business that his brother actually set up and helped set up and fund and did everything. This guy just caught his coattail, his brother's coattail, on how they got how they got into the clothing industry, right? They found a way into Hollywood. They built enough capital, and money's power, and they met the right people. They shook the right hands, all that kind of stuff. And somehow this guy got in became a studio head. I mean, Robert Evans was a studio head, but at least Robert Evans, worked his butt off, like all the time, right, to get some of the most prolific movies in history out there. But right, but at least he was, he was just a cokehead and worked like, all 70-hour weeks or whatever, right? He's always working. But this guy just somehow becomes a studio head and then gets that position, and then he not necessarily for greed, but just his despicable character, man, and what he did to women was just well deserved, and I hope he dies in prison.
I would 100% agree with all of that. It was infuriating, his quote that I just read. It was very himself. It was all about him. My life is on the line, and it's not fair.
No, get out, dude. Like I said, you didn't build nothing. You went off of the coattail of your brother. And his brother disowned him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
but like, think of all of these victims, and he's going to sit here and say, "My life is over." It's not fair. It's not fair what's happening to me. Like, no, it's not fair the lives you've destroyed. Because the incidents that occur, they don't stop there.
No.
There's trauma that will follow these women the rest of their lives, that will impact their relationships with others. Like,
you're right.
There's so much more than just it's horrible. And it's not fair what's happening to him. It's not fair. Are you kidding?
He had a couple of men almost beat the crap out of him, but they would have been blacklisted. And I think, oh God, what's his 90210? What's the guy from 90210? The main character, the from 90210 Beverly Hills.
Luke Perry.
No, the other one, the other guy, not Luke Perry.
Jason Priestley.
Yeah, he almost got into it with him about that. He said, yeah, I almost punched him at a party or something. And then also, there's a couple other guys that almost like, they almost put their hands on him because they knew what he was.
Mm-hmm.
They knew what he was doing, or they heard from somebody, one of their female friends, that of course in the business, and they basically told him what he was doing or trying to do, and they all like Priestley and a couple other guys almost threatened him and almost put their hands on him.
Yeah, there's a book I have here that it's related to this. I promise. I'm just grabbing it. So Paul had recommended it, and I got it, and it's about this Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow. It's so good. It's in my pile of books I need to review for y'all. It's a big book. It's like 450 pages. It's so good, and it's about this. So if anybody hasn't read this and you're interested, like check it out.
Who's
everybody knew.
Yeah, who was married to God, he's like all the girls think he's one of the most handsomest guys ever.
That doesn't narrow it.
No, well, I always forget his name. He almost put his hands on him too. He threatened to kill him.
Was it
Dude, seriously, like of all the, I'm sitting here looking at the rankings. I'm like, dude, where did this Brad Pitt was another one that I think he almost, he heard about something and he almost like, I think Brad Pitt also threatened him too, like through the right channels, like not to his face.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, Brad Pitt. I think Brad Pitt threatened him through different channels, not face to face, but like, hey, back off, so and so or something,
Yeah, James saying
it was Brad Pitt. Yeah,
Brad Pitt kill him if
yeah.
he did like that to her.
That's where when you've made it at that level, you can get away with that. I mean, you're not going to be blacklisted. Like, you know what I mean? He could channel it the right way and saying, hey, back off. And he's not going to get black. His star is too powerful. Right. And there's only a couple guys that can do that. Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, Will Smith had that, but he lost it with the whole debacle at the Oscars when he slapped.
Oh God!
I can't stand Will Smith. I will never watch anything with Will Smith ever again. Like, he ruined it. I don't respect him at all. So, but anyway, and nobody does. He lost that. He had that, but he lost it.
He did.
And then so there's only like maybe like 5 guys that could get away with threatening, not necessarily threatening, but like protecting somebody with the right channels in Hollywood without getting blacklisted. So and
Well, like, so Ronan's book, like, he was trying to blow the lid off this, and his life was threatened. Like,
exactly.
It's, like, crazy. So, yeah, stay tuned for that book review coming up.
Yeah, dude, I can't. Yeah, for the Ford, I lost respect for Will. I don't respect him as a man. I don't respect. I will not watch anything of his.
Yeah, anymore. That was a traumatic. Like, overnight, he lost his.
Oh yeah, dude, it was stupid over a woman that doesn't even respect him. Like, get out of here. You do that to one of your friends on national television at the biggest show of the year on TV. Like, dude, no. And then we find out all the stuff that, like, I'm like, dude, she disrespected you all these years, and you're gonna do that to one of your closest friends that would be there for you. She's not there for you, but he is. But you're gonna do that to your friend? No, that ain't right.
That's
don't get me started on that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, so to go to what Beckham's original point was, there was a lot of, at the time, very successful Hollywood actors who would try to protect their coworkers or, whatnot. And yeah, it goes to the point again that this was an open secret. Everybody knew what was happening. And so for Harvey to, again, play the victim card, that he's the victim here, it's just such.
Nobody
It's not
listens to him.
surprising, but it's a slap in the face to
Yeah.
all women and to these victims.
Right. No, you're right. Like,
You're always right.
and how many women are there that didn't even come forward? And this was over like a 20, man, hold on. I mean, how long did it last? Like
It was
from the
decades.
90s,
Decades.
right? So at least 25 years, maybe something like that. It's close to 30 years. Because he's pretty old now, but I mean, how many women didn't even come forward? Right? We don't even know, but how many women that were trying to make it, that didn't even get the foot in the door that he did that to, right? That we don't even know about.
Mm-hmm.
That they're scarred, right? Like you said, that they're scarred, that they just don't even want to deal with it. They don't want to remember it. They just want to keep it out of mind, out of sight type of things.
Well, think of the women that did come forward. They went through hell.
Oh yeah, they did, because they started that what is it called? The Me Too movement. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And still, like yeah, Becca makes a good point that we'll never know how many victims that like the number of victims he actually had, because there's for sure is more women that just aren't comfortable coming forward for whatever reason. They that's their choice too, but it's just
right, yeah.
I just hope that for them to realize he's behind bars and can't do this to other people.
Now, you think he'll be protected in there?
Like, my initial thought is no, but money goes a long way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we'll see. Again, this was one like breaking news thing, and I was like, oh, Harvey Weinstein back in the news this week. I kind of I was just so Karen Reed and Puff Daddy, Lori Vallow focused, and then this kind of popped up.
Yeah, but what's funny, not funny, but what's kind of put me in a thought process is we had all of these guilties this week. 3 to 4.
I know what you're getting at.
What is that going to leave for next week?
All right, Beckham. We will see. We'll keep you posted. Yeah, Beckham, that might be one night if there's like a verdict. I'll be like, Beckham, what are you doing tonight? We need to go live.
Yeah. Well, next week's next week there's a holiday, so I'm excited.
Right. So I will do a show on Wednesday night for sure, because I won't be able to Thursday.
But which one is the Thursday or the Wednesday? Which are you doing, like a crime show or a book review?
I don't know, because I don't want to like commit to like.
Dude, the book review's already due for the next book.
Huh?
That you guys already read another book?
The book was announced.
Yeah, I know, but it's already done. You all already read it?
Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. I think we were talking about two different things. So the book club book review.
That's what I'm talking. I'm sorry. That's what I'm talking about. Is
going to happen the last Thursday of the month.
Oh, so they still have 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm too late to that.
Yeah, I have other book reviews from books that I've read that I've been like, I need to review these for y'all. That's what I meant.
But they have whoever's going to read that book that was chosen. They have 2 more. They have a couple weeks.
Yeah, you have 2 weeks. I mean, and some people do it on audio, like audible books. So again, the book that was voted for this month is Living with a Serial Killer, Delia Balmer, My Story. I just got mine in the mail today, so I will be crushing that this week. I don't know. Whenever I have free time, I don't know when free time exists anymore. So,
would you be open doing a Star Wars like murder mystery book?
I sure wouldn't.
I'm just playing that.
No, it has to be.
They don't exist. I'm sorry, they don't exist.
It has to be true crime.
I wasn't making it up. I think some of the guys got excited in the chat for like 1.5 seconds. What? Star Wars murder mystery? Okay.
Oh God, Ella. Ella.
Oh wow! Somebody coming in with that.
So we'll do Mary Shag Kill.
Wait. Start over. Danny, who would you marry? Who would you like share a quilt with? Who would you kill? Who's Lally?
That's the original prosecutor, the one that sits there every week and just like draws.
I don't know. Brandon.
Who was the first prosecutor?
I don't know. I've never seen him, but I don't know what he.
Ella, how could you do this?
That's too hard for Danny. You got to make it easy. You should have thrown in that doctor guy in there.
Dr. Wolf. Oh, Dr. The blue paint one?
No, the one that all the women like.
Oh, Dr. Wolf.
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta give her a gimme. You should have thrown in the Dr. Wolf guy in there.
All right. I think I have an answer. All right. I think I have an
wait.
answer. And let me explain.
Oh my God! Don't turn this controversial, Danny.
No. Mary Lally, because he's just so, especially this trial, he just sits there and lets everybody else do what they want. So I could marry Lally and then just go off and do whatever I want. Because,
It is what it is, Danny.
I can't. Y'all, Ella.
Who are you going to kill? Is the
Shag
question
Turtle
here.
Boy.
And how would you do it? How would you kill?
How would I shag him?
No. You got to give me how it. No, you got to pick who you kill and how you
Kill
kill
would
him.
be Brennan. Shag, marry, kill. Brennan. I can't stand Hank Brennan. His resume
So how would you
going
do
into
it?
this was so impressive.
You
And I'm
poison
like,
him?
everything that I just.
Would you cut his wires to the car? His brakes?
I'm not a killer.
Would you hire a hitman?
Okay, when I hear that,
Hey, would you hire Proctor?
would I hire? You know what?
Hey,
I'm gonna hire
would you
Bukkake
hire
to
the
take care of it.
dynamic duo and Proctor Higgins?
I'm gonna hire Bukkake to take care of it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
so
if I
bad that we're
had to
joking
vote
about
that
it.
way, Mary Lally, Shag Turtle Boy, kill Brennan. I agree, Ella. I agree with your choices. That was a that was tough one that you threw in that wrench at the end. Ooh. All right.
I think you could have given her you could have given her an easy one with that other doctor guy with the doctor.
Well, because okay, let me bring that back up.
No, real quick, Danny. If you threw in the doctor, what's his name? The one that all the women like.
Dr. Daniel
Wolf. Would you marry that guy or would you share a quilt with him? Yeah.
I would do both because I'm Danny After Dark and I can. Mary and Shag. So okay.
I like how you go to 60s and you're like Shag. What the hell?
This was tough because Hank Brennan, certainly not Mary. Shag Hank Brennan. So, him, y'all, that video I post on TikTok, over 300,000 views. There's something to it. There's, you know what? A suit can go a long way. So, for example, Turtle Boy, and I said this to him when I've seen in person. The way he looks like on his YouTube shows, just like in a basic t-shirt and a hat versus at court when he's in a suit. It's like night and day. A suit can really take you to the next level. Hank Brennan suits, the pants, they're not fitted to him. The pants are super short that you can see his, it's
he
just
doesn't get it. It's just that he doesn't get them fitted. That's the problem. He just throws
buys
them
him off the rack and he's like, let's go.
Yeah, that's why. You're right. He buys it off the rack and if it fits decently, he's gonna wear it. He's just a nerd like that.
But you can tell all the other attorneys get them fit.
Oh, they get them fit. They fit better on them, right? They get them. Not necessarily have to be fitted, but
you can get it custom. You can get suits taken in.
Yeah, you can.
Come on.
You can, and they have the money, and they have the money for it. So
Brennan looks like and sounds like an attorney from the Dick Tracy era. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Ella, that's so fun. You know what? One of my coworkers, I'm not going to text her now because it's 11 at night here. I'm going to text her that and be like, "Hey, question," because we talk about this case during work. Be like, "Hey, did you hear this? Did you hear that?" I'll be like, "Question for you." I want to hear her answers. Brennan looks and sounds like an attorney from the. Oh my God, I just read that. See, now I'm all frazzled. On that note, Beckham, which one of those three would you shag, marry, kill?
That's not a question for me. That was a question for you.
It's 2025. It can certainly be a question for you.
No, it can't.
On that note, thank you everybody for joining us for another episode of Danny After Dark, True Crime and Chill. Again, next week will be a little bit of a different schedule. There will be, is all hot and bothered. I'm definitely not hot and bothered after that. Those 3 options I had from Ella, I can tell you that.
They should have thrown you a bone with the doctor, man.
Oh man, I know. Make it like Daniel Wolf, David Yannetti.
Oh, that would have been all. Yeah, that would have been. There you go. Because that would have been a
Mm.
harder choice for you.
Yeah,
that would have been tough. Yeah.
Ella, you are too much. All right. So again, next week,
You were a bone, man.
Will be announced. There will be a show. I will do a show Wednesday. As to what it is yet, I don't know. And then I'll try to do another one.
Possible show Monday if it drops. Possible show
we'll
Tuesday.
have to verdict watch.
Verdict watch. Yeah.
Verdict watch. We'll see. Thank you, Beckham, for joining, even though you're always late. And I will see y'all next week. Have a great rest of your night. And remember, we don't live in darkness. Darkness lives in us. Bye, everyone.